I really want to film with my glasses on because when I have them off, I get really bad headaches. Also, I'm really blind, but there's this awful glare that's coming in through the window where I feel like it's gonna be really distracting. So we're gonna have to go in blind with this one, guys. We're just gonna have to just face the fears. I can't see jack diddly squat, but I'm doing this for you guys. Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a story time about all the things that I've ever put in my mouth. Inappropriate things that I really have no business putting in my mouth. And what I mean by that is, like, anyone who knows me knows that if there's something on the floor that looks good, or like you just drop something around me and you don't want me to eat it and it landed on the floor, I'm probably gonna eat it. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna get eaten. So I'll just get right into one of the very first offenses. First time that I can remember eating something off the floor and then immediately thinking, wow, I really should not have eaten that. So when I was in elementary school, I was also, for a few years, I was in daycare as well. And this was the same daycare that I went to for cheerleading and gymnastics. And I was in this daycare for just a couple of years, because my mom and her husband at the time were working until like 7 o'clock at night. So what the daycare would do is that school would get out at like 3 o'clock, and then all the daycare buses would come pick everyone else up who, like, you know, went to the daycare and take us to the daycare. And then our parents would come get us after. You guys know how daycares work. Like, our parents would come get us, and it'd be like, I was always one of the last kids to get picked up because my mom and her husband worked like until I want to say like 7 or 8, and that daycare closed at like 7 or 6. And I remember I'd always be sitting there like the last kid. All the lights are dark. I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs like, where are my mom and dad? When will they come back from the war? This daycare would always give us snacks, right? So that we would have the energy to go play. We would tire ourselves out, and then they'd give us back to our parents, and then we, like, you know, do our homework and go to bed. When I got to the daycare that day, the snack was chocolate cake. And okay, let me just express how important this was, why this is so important that they were having chocolate cake that day, because they never had chocolate cake. There is no reason there should have been chocolate cake on that table. Like, it must have been someone's birthday or there was some special occasion, but those daycare workers would have never provided a bunch of little kids with chocolate cake. It had like Ritz crackers. It was like Ritz crackers or like a bunch of pretzels. Some days it'd be cereal. It was just like, some days, what does this look like to you? Do you like this? Do you like when I do these? Some days it'd be just Cheerios in a bowl. No milk, you know, just Cheerios. But today, that day, it was chocolate cake. So of course, I've always been chubby my entire life. You chubby girl. She was like, cake, yes! So we get to the table. All the kids are sitting there, we're all eating our cake, right? I finished mine first, obviously, because I just could not wait to put that in my mouth. I had to immediately. And I'm sitting there, everybody else is eating their cake because I already finished mine. And I'm just kind of hoping that there's gonna be that one kid who's gonna be like, oh, I don't really like chocolate cake. Can I have something else? And usually when kids ask that, the teachers would be like, no, you just don't get to eat today, which is, that's cruel. That's mean, but anyway, I digress. I was hoping like little Jimmy was gonna be like, I don't really like chocolate cake. Here, someone else want my cake? But of course, little Jimmy would give his little cake to Jessica, and then she would eat his cake, and there'd be no cake for me. So all the kids leave, and of course I'm the last one sitting there hoping someone has left behind a cake. No one has left behind a cake that I can eat. I'm looking around, all the kids have gone and played, so I'm like, okay, fine. I wanna go play. I give up, no more cake. I had my cake, that's it. So I get up, lo behold, right there on the floor is a perfectly uneaten piece of chocolate cake. Icing on it, it's perfectly intact. The only problem is that it's not on a plate, it is not on a bowl, it is not on a napkin, it is straight on the ground. Just a piece of cake on the ground. In my head, I said, I'm gonna eat that. So of course, what I did was I sauntered over the cake. I made sure no one was watching. And I took it and I hid it under my uniform dress, and I scurried off to the bathroom. I went into the biggest stall and I ate the cake. I ate it right there off the ground in the bathroom stall. No regrets. I should probably have some regrets. I should probably have a little more regrets than what I do. I feel like that story is the beginning of it all. That story paved the way for me to eat many other things off the ground that I should not have, because I ate that cake, and the first thing that happened to my head was, wow, that was delicious. And 2, I can do this way more often with no consequences. That is a lie. That is a lie. You cannot eat things off the ground and never have any consequences. Just a little pro tip. So that leads me into much years later down the road, and I'm still doing the same thing. Pretty much my friends are like, please do not eat that, and you know what I do? I eat that. Let's fast forward. It's many years later. I'm in high school now. I'm a junior in high school. A junior in high school who is still doing this, who has not yet learned her lesson, but your girl is about to. So my friends are all sitting at their lunch table. I come over, I saunter over. I'm like the last one to sit down. I sit down, I'm sitting there right next to my best friend. Let's call her Vanessa. There's actually no reason that the story needs like any confidentiality, but I feel like just for future references, we'll just go with like fake names. Sitting next to Vanessa, and right here is a perfectly good Arizona tea. And we had these Arizona teas because my high school, how it was set up, if like you weren't messing, you know, you wasn't about to mess with the lunch food that they had, which a lot of people did not mess with that, completely understandable. If you wasn't about to mess with the lunch food, we had this thing called the cage in the back, because it was a caged in little like store where you could buy like drinks and sodas and chips and snacks and whatever. They had ice cream, they had the goods, guys. Ramen noodles, whatever you wanted. Not really whatever you wanted. Now that I think about it, it kind of sounds like a jail commissary. It's called the cage, and it's Anyway, so that's where that Arizona tea had come from, and it was my favorite flavor. It was like raspberry and like, I think it was like green tea and lemonade or something. It was one of those where I was like, oh my God, I'm really thirsty and I really gotta drink that. So it was just sitting there, and I was like, I asked my friends, I looked around, is anybody drinking this? Does this tea belong to anybody? Knowing good well in my head that no matter what anyone said, I was about to drink it. They could have been like, yeah, we saw a homeless person come over and spit in it, and no, that doesn't belong to any of us. And I would have been like, gug, gug, gug. So it didn't belong to anybody, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna drink it. And Vanessa stops me and was like, no, that's been here before we sat down. There was another group of kids, they were here before we sat down, then we sat down here, they didn't take the drink with them, so that drink probably belongs to them, or maybe it doesn't because they didn't take it with them and it's like nearly full, so I wouldn't drink out of that if I were you. And she was like kind of begging me with her eyes, please don't, just this once, don't drink that. Please don't drink a random thing that you found that no one knows who it belongs to. Don't do it. Vanessa, you tripping. Guys, I cannot explain the mortified feeling that I had from the very tips of my toes to the top of my head. I shot that thing back, felt something in my mouth, immediately slammed it down, and Vanessa's looking at me like, no one else is paying attention, it's just me and Vanessa right now. There's something in my eye. Oh my God, I think I have a bang in my eye. It feels like I have an entire village of children in my eye right now. Ow, get out, entire village of children. Where is your leader? I swallow the rest of the drink because this thing that's in my mouth, I can't just like, if I just do, I don't know what's in my mouth yet. And if I just open, the drink is gonna come out too. So I had to push the thing that's in my mouth to the front of my teeth while I swallow the rest of the drink, which is just like, oh, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So I swallow the rest of the drink and then I spit out what's in my hand. Y'all, it was a dead bee. It was a dead bee. I drank a dead bee. You might think I'm being dramatic, but if you had just put I don't know how long that dead bee was sitting in that drink, how long it was marinating. And even though I didn't swallow the dead bee, the fact that I had a dead bee in my mouth and I drank its dead bee juice, Vanessa was looking at me like, oh! I was mortified. I like pulled Vanessa with the arm and I was like, don't you tell us, oh, you can't tell nobody about this. I swore her to secrecy. And usually, guys, anyone who knows me, I don't take myself very seriously. I laugh at myself all the time because a lot of embarrassing, awful things happen to me on a daily basis. And it's like, if I didn't laugh about it, I would be going crazy. So that, I was so mortified, I couldn't even laugh. I couldn't even laugh with her. And it was fine that she was laughing. I was just so like, speechless. I was speechless. I could not believe that just happened to me. So the dead bee's in my hand. I pushed the dead bee like that. I'm looking at Vanessa. She can't stop holding it in her laughter. I swore her to secrecy. I don't know if she ever told anyone, but it's okay now if she told anyone. I think I've told a few people, but I don't know. It's just one of those things I kind of held near dear to my heart because, wow, they was right. Who knew if you eat and drink enough things off the ground that don't belong to you and you don't know where they've been, who knew that there'd be repercussions? It's the only thing that has ever bad happened from me doing that so often. I haven't like dropped dead or anything. Let's knock on some wood. There's wood all around here. Let's knock on wood just to be lucky. just to be sure. And the worst part is, you think I would have learned my lesson by now? I'm a sophomore in college. I still do it. I still kind of have this problem. I still kind of have this bad habit of eating things off the floor. I mean, like, it's on the ground, it looked good. I saw you just drop it, nothing's gonna stop me. I mean, like, I saw you just drop it right out of your hands. I know your hands not dirty. I mean, they probably are. You dropped it on the ground probably really dirty, but 5-second rule, 15-second rule, 2-day rule, doesn't really matter. I put anything in my mouth. So, not much has changed. Mostly, the situation now is that my friends have just gotten used to it. They'll drop something on the ground. They'll be like, please don't eat that. Please don't, Moxie, please, I'm begging you. Please do not put that in your mouth. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. No. Oh, you're so nasty. So hopefully that's a habit that I grow out of soon. Honestly, it's a habit that never should have started, and I blame that chocolate cake. That chocolate cake started it all. From then on, I was like, I'm invincible. I can put whatever I want in my mouth and nothing gonna happen. Wrong! If there's anything that I want you guys to take from this video, if you happen upon something that you really just want to drink or eat, but you don't know where it came from or where it's been or how long it's been out there, please do not eat it. I mean, normally this advice would be for, like, if you're at a party or you're at a bar, obviously you're not gonna be drinking or eating anything that doesn't belong to you. You don't know who did what to that thing. Usually you don't have to hear this advice about it being on the floor pertaining to food or drinks that don't belong to you in random occasions, like just at school. Usually you don't have to hear that kind of advice, but I think it goes the same way, you know? Like, you don't want to get drugged, and you don't want to get poisoned, and you don't want to swallow a dead bee. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below on what you want to see next time. Anything, any suggestions, any questions you guys have. Maybe you want to know more about the bee's life before I intervened. How long was it dead? I don't know. Maybe if you leave a question in the comment, the bee will find it and it'll answer. Resurrected in its other life, maybe as a grasshopper. Who knows? If you like this video, please give it a like. Comment down below if you want to see more things like that. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. I don't know where my hands are pointing to because most of the buttons are down below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, we are in this together, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!